Hey folks, how's everybody doing? Hey Miss Sharon, I'm what's going on, Teresa? Hey, so I just got a new silverback. What's up? Hey buddy, how you been? Haven't seen you in ages. OP's in the house. Holy jeez, guys, coffee. Hey everybody. So basically, what we're doing here is I have a new laptop. I normally don't do live streams because I need glasses to see. And doing a live stream on my phone, thanks, OP, I appreciate that. Doing a live stream on my phone, I can't read comments and video at the same time. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this on my laptop, whether I need my glasses on. I can see you guys pretty good. I look a little grainy on my screen. Am I pretty grainy for you guys too? Like, do I need more light in the background? I'm good? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I've never owned a laptop before in my life. I a friend of mine just gave me some really awesome editing software. So I just installed brand new high-end video editing software. Just got myself a brand new iPhone 15 Pro 512 gig phone with way better. Everything's backwards. How am I doing this? Everything's backwards here. So anyways, yeah, it's got fancy cameras on it and shit. Hey, Prepper Book Club, good to see you. So I'm basically just trying to feel this out, guys. So I appreciate all you guys jumping in. So does this camera is this camera pretty good? Because it's kind of faded out on my screen. So yeah, basically the plan, guys, is if this works, um, I'm gonna do some live streams. We're gonna do some live streams from the greenhouse. We're gonna do things like, pollinate cucumbers together because I'm starting everything in the greenhouse. Looking good. Thanks, OP. The lighting, maybe just lighting, not the highest resolution. Okay. I don't know how to change resolution. Pop out dashboard, channel settings, send feedback, manage camera, Wi-Fi. Okay. Yeah, not the highest resolution. Yeah. I mean, the laptop is worth about 400 bucks. I had no idea what the just a little more light on my face. Okay. All right. Thank you. I can work on that. Absolutely. Maybe I'll get one of those ring lights to go behind the camera that I see other people using. Yeah. So we're going to the plan for 2025, guys, is I am not computer savvy like at all. Like and it's funny, I'm a content creator. I this laptop right now is the first computer I've personally owned in 15 plus years. Um so you're going to have to kind of bear with me as I kind of stumble my way through some things because I'm really learning. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to really work on making better content, like better camera angles, better this and that for the actual content. I'm going to start working on learning how to edit. I use iPhone. Um, what's the program on my phone? iMovie, right? And I literally just click the chunks of video that I film, and it all just puts it together for me. So that's about the extent of my video editing. But now I have a high-end editing program. Yes, please. Feedback, Miss Sharon, is that's what I need. I'm a constructive criticism kind of guy. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Um, right? So I'm gonna learn how to use that video editing software because there's times where I wanna input, words on oh god, this is so awkward to use with this camera. So, there's times when I'm making a video and I want to input, words on the screen and sounds and maybe chop in information, pictures off the internet that I want to add, stuff like that. So I got to figure out how to do all that. So if some of my next content comes up and you can tell I'm just learning, just please bear with me. And if you have any suggestions, guys, don't hesitate. Hey, Jane, good to see you. Is there a there's a mirror option I use, makes everything better. Yeah, right, Silverback, yeah, editing is it's time consuming, and right now with iMovie, I can literally film a whole bunch of stuff today, jump in my dump truck tomorrow morning, and I can have an entire 15-minute video edited in about 8 seconds, and it's not even edited, it's basically the program just chunks it all up together, right? So well, that's it, Miss Sharon. Like, I'm not a tech savvy guy, so we're not gonna go all crazy editing stuff. I just want to increase the quality of my content, right? And now that I'm monetized, I really want to be able to provide you guys better content for your viewing pleasure, especially when I'm trying to explain certain things or diseases or growth patterns or whatever. I can now incorporate other content or other, snippets of other videos or, pictures and descriptions and stuff in there that'll help you guys understand a little bit better. Because really, at the end of the day, for the most part, I run this channel as tutorial type content to help people grow better food to feed their families. So in any way that I can do that, that's my goal, right? To give you guys a better educational experience. I know we have like I started this channel in the middle of COVID when everybody was locked down. And there were a lot of brand new gardeners out there who had no clue on what they were doing. So, Hutch and Native and a bunch of the OG creators on here, they pushed me to start this channel. So I did. And so right from that point, the whole focus has basically been as a to help people grow better food to feed their families. So you were not backwards, it's less awkward. Right, that's that mirror thing you were talking about. Right, and I saw that somewhere here. I'll have to look for that after. Yeah, because this is everything is backwards for me, coffee. I'll have to look at that after. Oh, Teresa, sweetheart, you didn't have to do that. Thank you. And just so everybody's clear kind of how the monetization on my channel works, YouTube puts it into a PayPal account, and I am setting up a savings account, and none of my YouTube money that people donate will get spent on me. The entire every single penny that I will receive now and in the future and so on is all to going to buy a homestead for me and my family. That is the sole purpose of the monetization for my channel. So I can raise my kids on a homestead and keep everybody healthy and happy. So, Teresa, you're a sweetheart. Coffee, I will gladly help you garden. If you want to contact me directly, I will gladly help you through whatever your issues you're having. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate that. Yeah, Silverback, that's one of the things, right? Is that certain videos are definitely going to I've got a little thing here. Certain videos are definitely going to take longer to edit and put out. So you're going to see some videos that are just going to be, like the one I did the other day, planting a couple of seeds. There's not much to edit and stuff like that. I'm basically putting seed in soil, but there's other content where I'm definitely going to want to chop and add and that sort of stuff. And that's where those videos are definitely going to take longer. I work 50 plus hours a week as it is. Hey, Joe, good to see you. B, what's up? Haven't seen you in ages. Yeah, so I've started the greenhouse in the basement. Um, we got a bunch of seeds. I did a video the other day. Some of you may have seen it. Mostly just herbs and stuff. I still need to do cucumbers and tomatoes, so I'm going to start that this afternoon. Joe, did that Suboxone help? Yeah, silverback. Well, that's it, right? I'm already, I'm a single dad, working crazy hours plus making content. And the only downtime I have, I don't know if you guys are aware, but like I'm gone 10 or 12 hours a day. And the only time I have to myself is after 9 o'clock at night. And by then I'm starting to get tired, right? So I gotta figure out. I'll probably do more editing on weekends and stuff and try to put out like a better video once a week that I can spend some time editing and it just kind of build from their building blocks, right? Especially for someone like me who's not technically savvy whatsoever. What kind of peppers you growing right now, Pepper Book Club? You got them in a greenhouse or something in your basement? Yeah, exactly, Silverback. After the kiddos go to bed. You bet. Jalapenos. Those are the only hot peppers I grow now. My kids don't eat hot food, so, I used to grow multiple different kinds of hot peppers. Now I grow jalapenos because I make jalapeno rings, cowboy candy, and salsa for the most part, so oh, you're okay, gotcha. Yeah, they're definitely versatile for sure. Yeah. It's really weird doing a live stream, not trying to focus on my phone. Yeah, cowboy candy. I made a whole bunch of cowboy candy 2 years ago, and I ended up with, a whole bunch of pint jars of just the cowboy candy sauce. So, I wanna marinate a pork tenderloin in that overnight and then slow cook it in the oven at about 300 degrees for about an hour and a half. Yeah. Peas and cabbage. Nice, B. What kind of peas you doing? A 1-month injection. Joe, it's almost like getting a rabies shot, buddy. You just spook, stab you right in the belly. Jalapenos is honey. Yeah, kinda like, fire cider, right, Miss Sharon? Alright. Try and get this all squared up here. Alright, so I definitely need a light. I wonder if this thing has a forward-facing light. Do laptops ever have a little forward-facing light up at the camera? Probably not, right? Because it was shining my eyes? I grew, I grew serranos a couple of years ago, and I found them way too hot. I dried them in the dehydrator, so I've got them downstairs. Um, but I found those way too hot. Yeah, Pepper Book Club. Yeah, nothing about the light, eh? Yeah, I guess that would kinda make sense. It would just be shining right in your face. Yeah. Poblanos. Yeah, this year we're only gonna grow a few kinds of peppers. We're gonna grow almas like I normally do, to make, paprika. We're gonna grow one variety of like a blocky sweet pepper, maybe a California Wonder or a Big Red, because I had great results. Man, those things last year were like that big. And then I might do like a sweet long pepper, like a super shepherd and and jalapenos. And something happened last summer. I planted a couple jalapenos in the garden, and only one of them actually turned out to be jalapenos, and the other two turned out, where's my camera? Turned out to be these huge yellow conical shaped sweet peppers. They were about 2 inches across the top and about 8 inches long and like bright banana yellow. And I have no idea what kind they are. The lighting's good now, B? Joe, you dirty bastard. Hitting on your nurse. A habanero bush. Have you got talking about pepper bushes? Have you guys seen, Jake Nunya from Texas? Have you guys seen the pepper tree that he has in his greenhouse? I mean, it's literally like a friggin' tree in there because it never gets cold enough to die. It just keeps growing. Man, Jake's greenhouse is epic. If I could have a greenhouse, it would definitely be something like that. Right. Married your nurse. Well, there you go, buddy. That's the best way because that way you know that whenever you're hurt at home, the wife is always just going to take care of you. My mom is a 38-year surgical nurse. Guess how many times I went to the doctor as a kid? Not many. Guess how many days I was able to skip school and pretend I was sick? Not many either. Yeah, B, I'm still driving truck. I'm off work at the moment. 3 different kinds of meds. I hurt my back, mid-November, give or take, washing the damn dog, but I put all the muscles across my lower back into spasm, and it got so bad, Hey, Jake, I was just talking about you, buddy. Um, and the muscles in my back went into spasm so bad that I couldn't even tie my work boots. Like, I've basically been lying in my bed for a month, bored out of my mind. Like, I'm not a sit down and do nothing kind of person. I'm always going. And I literally there were days where I got out of bed, I went downstairs, I made coffee, I brought my coffee back up, and I spent the entire day in bed till my kids got home, and then I made real easy, simple suppers. I couldn't even sit at the kitchen table and properly eat a meal. It was brutal, brutal. Yeah, Jake, I was just telling everybody about the pepper plant that you have growing in your greenhouse, how it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, I know, B. It just and you can't do anything about it, right? Like, you just have to wait for everything to just settle down. So I'm off for a month, and that month is up next week. So I'm hoping to be back at work next week. I'm feeling way better. I'm able to move around. I can bend over. Now I know that when I get to a certain angle though, I can feel all the muscles. It's right above my belt line. I can feel them starting to do one of these. So I just stop bending over. Hey Clint, how's it going, buddy? New Zealand. How do I get such big plants? All right, so I grow in living soil and I only grow in living soil. And my pots that I grow in are 55 to 65-gallon smart pots, and I start the plants in roughly February, and they don't go out till May 2, 4, and they've also been topped. So, um, if you need help, Clint, feel free to email me directly, and I can help you maybe problem solve some stuff. But you're gonna basically want to have probably about 8 months to get. Yeah, good genetics helps too. Yes, absolutely. Hey, oops, good to see you. Yeah, good soil. That's right. It's living soil, so it's basically nutrient charged and full of bacterial life. And like the healthier bacteria, the higher concentrations of healthier bacteria. Or no problem, Teresa. Thank you again, sweetheart. See if we can. Hey, there we go. Look at that. All right, it worked. I think it worked. Yeah. So the more healthy, beneficial bacteria you have in your soil, it directly feeds your plants, right? Because your plant roots take in minerals from the soil that they need. But if you have a healthy bacterial life in there, the bacteria colonize your root systems, and the plant will tell the bacteria things like, I need nitrogen, or I need copper, or I need magnesium, or I need whatever. And the bacteria will basically spit that out onto the roots. The plant roots will spit out sugars as a trade, and the bacteria and the plant roots trade back and forth. So if you're going to grow, that's one of the reasons I don't use chemical fertilizers, right? All of my stuff, I use things like Gaia Green fertilizers because I trust them explicitly, and I use a lot of things like bone meal, earthworm castings, and that sort of stuff to bump up the natural minerals and nutrients in the soil. So, but yeah, feel free to hit me up if you need a bit of help. I'm also thinking, I was given some White Widow autoflowers, and I have room currently in the greenhouse to start some autoflowers. Would you guys like me to do a run of autoflowers in the greenhouse for you guys who've never seen autoflowers grow before? Yeah, ocean forest is good too. Yeah, happy frog. Yep. So, book club, basically, autos are a crossbreed of a cannabis cousin sort of deal. It's called ruderalis. So basically, what they do is, when you grow normal pot plants, they're a photoperiod plant, right? You can keep them on a 12-12 light cycle for as long as you want, and they will never flower. As soon as they hit 14 hours of sunlight, then they will start their flowering cycle, right? So they basically grow all summer long, and then basically come August, they start to flower as we start to lose daylight. So basically, or sorry, you can keep them on a 18-6 and then change them to a 12-12, and they'll start to flower. But with an autoflower, the way they've crossbred the genetics, it flowers by itself. So you don't have to alter the light. So you basically keep your lights on for 18 hours a day, and in, a matter of give or take 3 months, your plant has gone from seed right through to harvest, and you cut them down. The plants aren't huge, but you can make larger colas by tying them down and allowing all those lateral branches to start growing vertically, and then you'll get more colas on your plants. You want a new Chevy B? Pickup truck? Car? What do you want? My kids keep asking me to grow them a pepperoni tree. Yep. Well, that's right. Like Clint, if you put that stuff in the soil, all your fish bits and stuff, you're basically it's going to just compost, right? And as long as you have the healthy bacteria breaking down all the fish bits and stuff, that's going to break that down right into its base level, mineral ingredients, and that'll feed your plants for sure. Like, you ever heard of an old Italian, before they plant their tomatoes, they lay fish in the ground and then they just plant their tomatoes right on top of the fish. A beef jerky tree. Oh, that would be so good. Um, Autos is potent. I've only grown a couple of autos in the past. They didn't grow as well as I'd hoped, so the potency was definitely not there. But if you provide your autos like everything that they really need to grow well, you can get some pretty potent autos. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Hey, Tigger, what's going on? Good to see you. A bluegill? Yeah, sure. Why not? Yep. A possum under each plant. Well, that's one way to get rid of the pests, eh? A money tree. Well, Jake, I mean, you don't have to worry about winter down there, so you can definitely grow a money tree. You don't have to worry about it dropping its leaves come fall. Not like we do up here. So hi to everybody, anybody I may have missed in the live stream. It's good to see all you guys. Been trying, no success. Well, are you growing singles or hundreds? I got to remember, I got to keep looking up at the camera, not down at my screen. Hey, Patricia, how are you? Thanks for coming out. Tried them all, they just disappear. Well, see, Jake, the problem there is that you're letting the kids into the greenhouse, and that's why the leaves on your money tree keep disappearing. Hey, Clint, yeah, man, that's awesome. Send me pictures for sure. I love seeing people's progress. Yeah, we're going to be doing I'm not sure if I'm going to do 3 garden plots again this year. Um, Last year in one of them, I just grew potatoes and melons, but the melons didn't grow properly because people stepped on them. That was fucking wonderful. Um, but wait till you guys see some of the crazy melon things for seeds that I bought this year. I picked up some seeds for some melon type things I have never seen before in my life. Pilgrim, what's up, buddy? Take care, B. Thanks for coming out, sweetheart. The baby melon fingerlings I had. Oh, the cucamelons, Jake? You can order cucamelon seeds from migardener.com. I'd send some seeds down to you. I have tons, but I don't even know if I could get them across the border. Yeah, for those of you guys who are wondering where I get my seeds, uh, 99% of the seeds that I grow in my garden come from migardener.com. They're $2 a pack, and I think after $12 worth of seeds, you get free shipping. You're not going to beat that anywhere. And I trust in my gardener seeds. I get like 95% germination on them. Like last year, I had a lot of trouble finding onion seeds. Because I just want to grow yellow storage onions, right? You'd think that would be easy to find. It's really not easy to find. So I ordered 3 packs of seeds from Johnny's last year. Yeah, cucamelon, that's the one. Yep. So I bought 3 packs of seeds from Johnny's seeds last year. Uh, a pack of Romas, a pack Roma tomatoes, a pack of red onions, and a pack of yellow onions cost me $30 for 3 packs of seeds, and I lost all those onions because I got thrips in my damn greenhouse, and by the time I was able to figure out what's going on, I lost all my onions. Vine peach. What's a vine peach? Oops. Tiger melons and sweet melons this year. No way, silverback. Are you kidding? Moon and stars, PBC. I've done moon and stars before. They're a good variety, but they're long, eh? They're like what, 110 days, I think? Yeah, Tigger, absolutely awesome seeds. Did you see that Luke just bought a farm and he's put in a huge orchard? Um, he's got a website too, guys. Am I Gardener? He's got a awesome website, and he's man, that guy puts the knowledge that I have in growing. That guy just blows it out of the water. If I knew what that guy knows, my content would be amazing. So I'm constantly learning, watching, researching. I watch other growers. Now, there might be a problem this year. Basically, the largest gardening YouTube channel, growinggreens.com, with John, can't remember his last name. YouTube just demonetized him, deplatformed him because they said that growing organic food is uh, medical misinformation, I think is how they labeled his channel. Yeah. Oh, yeah, bud. I just watched a live stream with him the other day. And he said that he's basically going to shut his channel down now because they've completely demonetized his platform. Yeah. Thank you, Teresa. Yep. You got that many watermelons last year, Jake? Oh, Clint, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. That's very generous of you. I don't know if you heard me mention what I'm doing with all the donations. Clint is they're going in a savings account, and I'm using all the money that my channel generates to buy a homestead for me and my two boys, so we can move out of the city. So we can. I'm going to do this full time. We're going to do all the animals. We're going to do the greenhouse. We're going to do like a half-acre garden. We're going to have a huge orchard. It's all planned out in here. And so all the money I get from my channels just strictly going right into a savings account to buy a place for me and my kiddos. Vine peach are like peach on a vine, but have really sweet, unique flavor. Tastes nothing like a peach, though. Right, Tigger? That's what I figure, right? I mean, it's just like when I was back during COVID when I was at the homestead, except I won't be renting it and I don't have to worry about getting evicted. Because when I moved into that first homestead, I moved in there already under an eviction order, knowing we had to move out again. So, yeah, right, Pilgrim? Get the hell out of the city. Yeah, exactly right, Clint. Get the hell out. And that way you have your own chunk of land. And you're in New Zealand, man. That's like one of the most beautiful places on the whole damn planet. Vine peach is like a cross between a kiwi and a cucumber. Nature's always right. Yeah. I wonder if I can grow vine peaches up here. I've never even seen seeds. Oops, where would you get seeds for those? Yeah, book club. I'm gonna cut back on my carrots this year. Last year we harvested um rough numbers from one 40-foot row of carrots, 4 rows of carrots in that one garden bed, and math wise, there was roughly 960 carrots in there. I ended up throwing out give or take about 30 pounds of carrots because I could not process them fast enough and give them away. So I think this year we're going to do one 40-foot bed, 30-inch wide market style garden, 30-inch wide bed, but we're only going to do 3 rows of carrots. And that should allow me to grow as many carrots as I need for the family, process them all in a timely fashion, give some away to people, and not have 30 or 40 pounds go out into the green bin. Clint, it's in my about section. It's green thumb prepper info at gmail.com. Let me see if I can write that out. There we go. Yeah, book club. That was the goal. I made a joke for it last year. Oh, Miss Sharon, you are a sweetheart. Guys, I'm not pushing for money, so please don't think about me talking about things that way. So all of your donations, I I truly appreciate them. I'm not looking for them. I'm just saying, but I truly appreciate them because it's going to a very worthy cause. Box full of sand to store some extras and long term. Silverback, the issue I have with storing them long term is, yeah, Clint, absolutely, man. I will check my emails. Um, the problem with storing carrots where I am at is, unfortunately, my basement is the hottest part of my whole house. Um, I can't store potatoes down there long term. I can't store onions long term. I can't store carrots. So basically, like this year's harvest of potatoes, I'd say 75% of them are over at my mom's house in her basement, which is the coldest room in her house. So that way I can at least store some potatoes until springtime. Vine peach should grow anywhere. Gurney's has vine peach seeds? Okay. Right? So yeah, so like that's one of the other reasons Burgess is where you got your vine peach. Right on. Okay. Yeah, so that's another reason why I need a homestead is because I, I ain't saying a word. Not a word. You the man. Thank you so much. Um, the other reason I need a homestead is because, and I don't need a huge house. See, I need land and not a house because I can always build onto the house. You can't buy more land, right? So I need a homestead where if it does not have a cold storage, I'm just going to dig myself a cold storage, attach it to the foundation of my house, bust through the wall, and then I'll just make a cold storage attached to the basement of my house. I've got access to all the heavy equipment I need, backhoes and payloaders and dump trucks and mini excavators and all that. I've got the labor force at my work. If I do decide I need to lay concrete blocks, I can buy all that stuff through my boss's contracts and put it on account. So, yeah, exactly. Build a root cellar. Now, Tigger, yeah, a root cellar, exactly. So are you going to build it attached to your house, or are you going to build it as like a secondary structure that I see a lot of people doing? Yeah, peas. I have a lot of problems with peas because we can't plant because I garden in a community garden, right? I can't get in there until May 2-4 weekend, which means I can't start things like broccoli, cauliflower, any of the cool weather crops. By the time I get them in the ground, um, we have had temperatures in May of 40 degrees Celsius here. I'm not sure what that is in freedom units. Probably 40 Celsius is what? 110 in freedom units? So large diameter culvert. Yes, exactly, Jake. There's a lot of people doing that. And I've looked on Facebook Marketplace. I've looked on Kijiji. There's nowhere local that sells large diameter culverts. But if I was going to go that route to build like a secondary one, a large culvert would be awesome because you get a 10-foot diameter culvert like that. You 2 feet off the bottom, you put a floor down, then you have 8 feet to the peak, and then you have a hollow floor with panels that you lift up, and then you can store all kinds of stuff in totes underneath your floor. Oh, you got all kinds of stuff going on, Tigger. Awesome. Burgess is cheaper than most places to buy seeds and plants. Basic rule, sell, double it and add 32. Right. 10 by 40. Did you have to special order that, Jake? No, we got. Oh, no. Oh, wow. So you basically just threw it on a flat deck and towed it over to your place. Easy peasy. Wow, I wish. The closest thing the closest thing I have to me like that is concrete forms. So I could go through my boss and I could get huge square or rectangular concrete forms done, and then I could just have that brought to me. And I don't know the cost of that. Um, the other option I was thinking was building it out of ICF, because then it's permanent. It's never going to leak. It's never going to cave in. And I know a guy who does ICF, sells ICF, and he will even come in and consult to me for free and help me just kind of get my bearings. And then he can come on an on-call basis to help me set the forms up or tie the rebar and that sort of thing. So a piece of wasn't quite right diameter for. Oh, nice. So you got a discount on it as well. Concrete, yeah, concrete can be pretty expensive. Yep. See, the thing with me is we have limestone quarries all around me. So the manufacturing here for concrete is relatively inexpensive because the people. Sorry, guys. The people who manufacture these massive concrete forms either own the limestone quarries or set up their processing facilities literally right outside the fence of the quarries. So it's it's a lot more economical because I don't know about you guys in the States. I know you use a lot of sand. Up here, we use limestone for everything. And if you guys watch some of my trucking videos, you've seen me driving around in some of these massive limestone quarries that are like, 40 acres and 200 feet below grade. So, yeah. Yes. Hi, dog. Don't work too hard there, Pilgrim. Yep. So we have lots of goals for the family, lots of goals for my channel. I want to definitely kick things up to the next level. And so yeah, it's going to be interesting because you guys are going to watch some of the newer stuff where I've tried to edit it in and it might not be quite right and it might be a little goofy at first. I'm just going to have to, hunt and peck at it till I get it working. Unobtainium, yeah. Yeah, see that and that sucks because concrete is such a good product to work with, and I mean, especially with you, Jake. I know you have some construction experience, but when the price for working with certain products is stratospheric, you almost have to start thinking out of the box and figuring other ways to go about doing things, right, to achieve your project. No, no, get out of here. Don't kick my laptop. Dog. Yeah. Got lots of plans. Now I just need to get back to work. 6 grand for a 12 by 20 pad. What's that? 6 inches deep? 8 inches deep? Right now it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 3:01. Yeah. 9 a.m. Okay. 4 inches. Holy jeez, Jake. Man, that's cost prohibitive. Absolutely. I don't even I think I bet it would probably be half that here. And if you're gonna do the work yourself, like if you're gonna level it yourself and screed it yourself and all the rest of that, probably $3,000. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. How far did the concrete truck have to travel to get to you? Top chat, top chat, live chat, live chat. There we go. There we go. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get rid of a little thing on my screen here. That's no dirt work. Simple rectangle 2 by 4 10. Wow. Yeah. And in that case, you definitely want to do as much of that work you can yourself. But paying that price, man, that's hard. And one of the other problems is sometimes there is no substitution for concrete, right? Like sometimes you just have to have that concrete pad for the project. Live chat. Yeah. Was that also an insurance thing, Jake? Well, at least that's one good thing is that you weren't obligated to lay it down. Marshmallow Man, hey buddy, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey Clint, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it, and I'm looking to wait for your email. I'll check it out. And absolutely, yeah, get in touch. Have an awesome day. Be safe at work. Mama Red, hey, how you doing? We're um we're doing we're doing my first live stream on my new laptop. Do you guys watch the Marshmallow Man? He's from about 3 hours away. He used to live when I was at the second homestead. He lived right around the corner from me, and North Shore lived a 10-minute drive from me. I was just unfortunately I never made it to his house, but Marshmallow Man has a homestead and he does all kinds of stuff out there too. So if you guys are looking for another gardening channel, you might want to check him out. Ohio, what's going on? I haven't seen you in ages. How you been? Yep. Yeah, Teresa, he's been around for sure. Yep. He kind of travels in some of the same circles that we do. And Jake, as for the cold air coming down, I have no control over this. I emailed Mother Nature. She told me, she says, I've stopped taking my medication and I'm not feeling quite right now. So you guys are just gonna get what you're gonna get. You're gonna have to deal with it. I told her, I said, that's not fair to my American friends. They're not used to this crap. Okay. She says, suck it up. So Jake, I tried, buddy, you know, but she's just not listening. So fired, fired. Exactly. Yeah, you guys are about to get a polar vortex coming down there in the next couple of days, eh? I checked my weather here, and we're going down to about minus 25 C at night, about 15 in the day, and that for us minus 15 Celsius is that's a walk in the park. That's not cold temperatures here for us at this time of year. So, um, 20. Yeah, 20 is pretty cold. Yeah, minus 25 C. That's when it's getting cold. I mean, we we do get spells that come through here sometimes. Now, I know you guys are probably all just gonna run to your furnaces and turn it up when you hear this, but we do get times here where we hit temperatures in the minus 40 to minus 45 degrees Celsius here. And that those temperatures are they're dangerous. Like temperatures like that will freeze your ears in less than 5 minutes. You're talking frostbite in less than 5 minutes there across your cheeks. Tip your nose is bad. And the first thing that goes on me as soon as I get cold, my fingertips go numb because I got frostbite when I was a kid. And as soon as my hands get cold, they go numb. I can't do shit with them. So 8 for a high, 5 for a high. Yeah, that's cold for you guys. School's canceled again. Yeah, Jake, imagine minus 45 degrees Celsius. Like that. Like right now it's winter and I'm in a hoodie, right? I'm in a hoodie, not a thick one, and I can go out and shovel my backyard and shovel my walkway with a toque on and I'll be okay. At minus 45, that is dangerous temperatures. Like my kids aren't going outside to play in those temperatures. It doesn't matter how much they're wearing, they're not going out. Because frostbite in 3 or 4 minutes, no thank you. Right, Jake? You're just like, "Boo," just turn that right up. South Carolina's supposed to be 10. So all those people that Hurricane Helene hit that are living in tents, what are they doing right now? Like, how are these people not freezing to death? And I'm not being facetious. Like what's happening with those people? Because I know your fucking government has just completely disregarded those people, absolutely. And that infuriates me. They're starving. Unbelievable, Miss Sharon. Unfucking believable. Has Trump said he's going to do anything about that? You can heat a tent, yes. Um, what I've done, I don't know if this helps you guys out, but um, you can, because I go camping sometimes in the spring when it's cold, and I tent camp, and I camp late fall, right where you're getting out of your tent with your toque and your flannel jackets and stuff on. Um, what you can do if you need to heat a tent is you can get one of those canisters of Bunsen burner fuel, right? The stuff that you put under to keep heat trays hot and stuff like that. You can buy unpainted tin paint cans from paint stores. Go out and get a couple of rocks, big, nice solid rocks. Fill that paint can with those solid rocks, and then put those canisters of that fuel underneath that paint can, and you can just set that away on this inside your tent somewhere, like set it up on a like a milk crate or something. The Bunsen burner flame heats the rocks in your paint can, and then that paint can literally acts as an oven inside your tent, right? Rabbit, what's going on, buddy? And the nice thing is a lot of those gel fuels now, they're made out of they're non-toxic, and with a tent, it's never totally sealed, so you don't have to worry about a CO2 buildup. But that setup will heat your whole tent to the point where you're not cold anymore, simply with one of those canisters of fuel and a paint can with rocks in it. I don't know if that helps you guys, but you could also do that in your living room. Like if you guys lose power, you can set up something like that in your living room and it will create like a big radiant heat source. Terracotta pots and candles, yeah, absolutely, that too, Ohio, for sure. Yep. Stolen by law enforcement. Unreal. Unreal. We gotta take care of each other, you know? Like all the Amish that are down there building all those tiny homes, and then they're saying that they're not allowed to be lived in because they're not up to code. And then your, Department of Child Services is coming and taking children out of tents and homes because they don't have a place to live in, but they don't have a place to live in because all these places are being shut down and people are just trying to survive. What are they supposed to do? 50 degrees and sunny. They're taking away generators? Unreal. And the governor of North Carolina, is he helping these people screw the people over who were living in North Carolina? Like, is he aiding and abetting all of these agencies that are screwing people over? He should be down at the front lines right now. FEMA needs more than an enema. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Rabbit. Absolutely. He's not helping anyone. So I'm guessing that he is going to lose his position next election. They're afraid to ask. They snatch heat for no kids. Unreal. Unreal. And you guys are not set up for the cold down there, right? Like up here, our houses are built to code differently from you guys, right? We have to have certain amount of R value insulation and all the rest of that. Um, but people where that code is not mandatory, when you go through these times of cold spells, like I remember watching all the horrible footage of what happened down in Texas a couple of years ago when you guys got that cold spell, and I mean that was terrifying. I can't even imagine going through something like that. Yeah, that's right, Ohio. Like they just cut everybody's fire insurance in California. Yeah, Jake, that was bonkers, man. Don't have anything to heat in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm seeing all the footage of everybody, private dudes with tractors and heavy equipment trying to open up roads, and they're saying parts of North Carolina are basically just wiped off the map. The roads are gone, the infrastructure's gone, the power lines are gone. The I've seen all the power lines literally lying flat in the river, and the road is caved off, and they're never going to rebuild there. The infrastructure in places like that will never be rebuilt, right? So then what happens to all those people, right? Yeah, cut off flood insurance. Lots of bridges are gone. So, you know, you really have to start to wonder if things like cutting off insurance and all the rest of that is being done on purpose to have people forced out of certain areas for certain reasons. Look what they're doing in Great Britain. They are removing people's ability to have farms, right? They've they're rewilding large swaths of Great Britain. They're taking people's farms away from, multi hundred year generational farms, and they're just taking it away from people. Loretta, hey, I miss you too. How you doing, darling? That's right, Mama Red, for sure. Yep, yep. Um, we have they've instituted something up here in Canada called it's an acronym. It's UNDRIP. It's United Nations something Indigenous something something, and they're already using it in Vancouver. And what they're basically doing is they're claiming that these portions of land that people are actively living on is owned by indigenous people, right? And they're forcing people off their land and they're giving it back to indigenous people. And I know we conquered land just like you guys conquered land, and we have issues up here between the government and the indigenous population, and the indigenous population gets stomped on by the federal government constantly. We have reservations scattered all across Canada that they don't even have clean drinking water. You can't drink the fucking water out of the taps, you know. And I know that they've definitely gotten the shitty end of the stick down there and up here, and I don't agree with how they're being treated, but using UNDRIP to remove people off their land that they have bought to give it back to indigenous, and then they're not even using it. It's how do you fight government legislation like that? Yeah, Jake, that's if if I was going to move into the states, if I was going to take my kiddos and move to the states, Texas is the state at the top of my list as to where I would go for many reasons. A lot of people there saying are missing are actually no longer with us. They can't get life insurance payouts because no body, no proof. The United Nations Declaration on Indigenous Peoples, UNDRIP. Yeah, yeah, it's brutal. I appreciate that, Jake. I love you, buddy. Yep. Yeah, I've already talked to my kids and they're just like, "Dad, is it warm in Texas?" I'm like, "Guys, you'll never ever have to put on a winter jacket again. Maybe a sweater and a toque." Yeah. Yeah, fuck the UN. Absolutely. The UN, the WHO, the Trudeau government, fuck Joe Biden. Yeah. And we just got demonetized. No. Yeah. There is all kinds of agencies. Yeah, and FEMA. Yep. They can go pound sand too. All of them. That's right. Yep. Yep. It's a joke. It's the same up here. You know, nothing changes. It's just a new flavor of the week. But you can grow your goodies here. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, right on, rabbit. Hell yeah. And you're in where? You're in California. You Los Angeles, right? Because you're a dirty blue-haired hippie, right? If I remember correctly. Yep, that's right, Jake. That's what needs to happen. Everybody needs to stand up and say, "We're not doing this anymore. We're done." Missouri. That's where, Hutch is in Missouri too, isn't he? I think Hutch is in Missouri, yeah. Yeah, I hear Missouri's really nice. Who else is in Missouri? I think Cat Lady was in Missouri, I think? Or was she in North Carolina? Hutch is, right, yeah. Yeah, you guys have some there's a bunch of us in Missouri. Do you guys get together? North Carolina for Cat Lady, right. Loretta, is she around anymore? I don't see her at all. She doesn't message me anymore. Is she doing okay? We used to talk all the time and then, like, it just completely dried up. Missouri meetup in June. Lynn, yeah. I wonder if I can make it out there in June. Holy jeez, really, Rabbit? Okay. Well, I'm glad she's all right, Loretta. If you happen to talk to her, let her know I say hi, okay? There's Texas and there's everywhere else. Yep. Yep. Okay. And is Missouri where the meetup was last year on Potato Lake or French Fry Lake or whatever it was called? Is that where that was? Okay. Right. Yeah, and you guys had a hell of a good time last year. I tried to go, but one of the problems was is when you guys had your meetup, um, I basically had just planted everything in the garden, and I had no one to look after all the little seedlings and stuff because if I was gonna go, it was gonna take I was probably gonna have to take about a week to do the whole thing, and no one was gonna be able to tend to my garden, and, I was worried I was just gonna lose everything. Right, Ohio? That's exactly why I wanna go. I see all of you guys, like, I mean, all the people in the chat here, we go back, like some of us go back, like, 5 years, and I would really, really like to meet a lot of you guys in person because up here in Canada, we have who's local to me? I think the only, Canadian you guys all know Canadian, he lives a 15-minute drive from me. Other than that, um yeah, exactly, not a social gathering, yeah. Ohio meetup in May with Vision Preparedness. Potato Lake, yeah. I thought it was it not Potato Lake? Pomme de terre, yeah, pomme de terre, yeah, potato. Possible 7-day meetup. Yeah, that's right, Rabid, she is on the coast in Nova Scotia, and the amount of snow I don't know if you guys know the snowstorms that they get in out in Nova Scotia, but they get so much fucking snow there that they dump it in the ocean. They truck it to the side of the ocean and they push it into the ocean with bulldozers because they get so much snow they can't stockpile it. They get 40 centimeter storms, storm after storm after storm. 40 centimeters is, well, I don't know, what, 15-inch storms, plus or minus, one after the other. Loretta, it was amazing seeing you, sweetheart. And we'll talk soon, okay? Got to get your seeds started. Gardening season's coming up soon. She made it last year. Did she really? Yeah, Sherry is down near Lake Erie somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, so we like our group of kind of our friends here on YouTube, no one besides Canadian really lives close to me. Um, there's a couple of homesteaders out in Quebec, um, but I'm not really friends with them much, so it's not like I could really go and see them. So drove and picked up Ohio and Sophia, the Creek. Yeah, that's right, she did, eh? Yep, yep. I wonder how long it would take me to drive to Missouri from here. I think Metal I think we worked it out when I was talking with Metal, and I think we figured it was a roughly 15-hour drive, which really for me, because I drive 12 to 14 hours a day, 5 days a week, a 15-hour drive is really not that bad at all. So, I mean, it's basically like a day at work, except I'm not driving a dump truck, I'm driving a minivan. It's 20 hours from Munich. Yeah, I'm right above New York. So I can get from where I'm at right now, I can get to the border of New York and Ontario in about 45 minutes straight down the highway, and I cross into Ogdensburg. Yeah. Yeah, and Monique is about from well, see, that was Teresa, were you when Monique left to go that way to the meetup, was that before she moved to her new homestead? I was Rabbit. I was. She was just up in Quebec. Uh, I think about 2 to 3 hours from me, but now she's, yeah, about a 15-hour drive from me now. 'Cause I can get to the ocean on the East Coast in give or take a 15-hour drive. So, yeah. Yeah, it's faster for me. I'm in Ottawa, Ontario. It's faster for me to drive to East Coast, Newfoundland, than it is for me to drive to the other side of Ontario at the border of Manitoba. It's a 24-hour drive from where I'm at right now to get to the border of Ontario and Manitoba. Yes, that's right. She's just above Maine. Yep, yep. Land is so cheap out where Monique's living right now. I see ads for 30-acre homestead with a 100-year-old farmhouse on it for like $70,000. $70,000. Up here in my city, you can't buy an acre of land for $70,000. Yeah. Well, the reason, Teresa, is that no one wants to live in Nova Scotia because the winters are fucking garbage and there's no work out there. The the fishing industry is collapsing, the lumber industry is collapsing, it's a lot of rock out there. Newfoundland is basically nothing but swamps and rocks, right? Yeah, right? 400 grand and you have your big house and you have acreage and you're 3 hours from here. I can't even imagine what your place is worth now, Marshmallow Man. Probably I would probably say double that with everybody that's moving out of the Toronto GTA sorta area. Oh, yeah, Teresa, it gets stupid cold up here. Yep. Gardener. Yes, gardener. Grow her some plants. Yeah, Marshmallow Man, absolutely. People were people were outbidding people in leaps of about $50,000 for properties. Oh yeah, Tigger up here for 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 $27,000 to buy acreage, to buy 9 acres for $27,000 from here, you would probably have to drive, give or take, you would have to drive, sorry, I was just doing some mental math in my head, to get 10 acres of land or 9 acres of land. Hey, Roots, good to see you. Oh, no problem. You put out awesome content, so support's there for sure. Yeah, for me to get 9 acres of land for $27,000, I would probably have to drive a conservative 10 hours into Northern Ontario, and up there, there is no economy. Um, Summer starts in June and ends in August, and the rest of the time is winter. Now, the good thing, though, is 10 hours up north, I can probably drink water out of any lake. There is moose and deer that will literally just walk through your backyard. Um, every lake has all the fish you could ever want to fish out of it, and you can eat it all because there's no pollution up there. The only economy really up north is mining, but I could get a job there because I drive truck, right? So I could get a job in a mine and make a disturbing amount of money, but the cost of fuel alone to live up there is ridiculous. And the higher north you go, the higher cost everything gets, right? Because they have to truck everything northbound. All the fuel has to be trucked up, the food has to be trucked up. Some of these small towns have one grocery store with not a massive selection of food, so you have to kind of take what you can get. So it's a little harder. Hutch, what's going on, buddy? American 2.0. Well, I would have to take this off, and then I would have to put on my Make America Great hat again, but I have Make Canada Great hat again. They're downstairs. I'll put that on for my next live stream, Hutch, just for you. Yeah, Ohio. So basically, I don't basically how it works is most of Canada's population literally lives in about 100-mile strip along the Canadian American border. Once you leave that population center, it's wilderness. And I mean by wilderness, I mean you get lost out there, they just don't find your body. That's just the way it is. And then the farther north you go, the towns are less populated, and then you'll get to places where the town survives, but the only way they get anything in and out is either by plane, by barge, or they truck it in the wintertime by frozen road, by over the ice roads. And that's how some of these places survive. There is no other way to get anything in and out. Hey Deb, how you doing? Yeah, Roots, don't sell your property. Nope. Nope. Yeah, blessings to you as well. I hope you guys are doing okay up there. Yeah, Ohio like Alaska. Yep. Yeah, our property taxes up here, I think my mom just said they increased our property taxes, well, at her place by 4%, 4.5%. And uh in Toronto, I think they just, don't quote me, but I think they just increased their property taxes in Toronto by 6.9%. I would never, don't move to Toronto. Don't visit Toronto. Don't go to Toronto. It's a fucking shithole. $87. Wow. You know, when I think about property taxes like that, I think of Brad over at Full Spectrum Survival, and he was saying he's in Alabama, and he's saying his property taxes for his acreage is like $30 a year. I can't even imagine what that would be up here. And I think what they're going to do up here is because they're trying to get everybody back into the cities up here, right? And I think one of the ways that they're going to achieve that is they're going to just exponentially increase everybody's property taxes to the point where you can no longer afford your property taxes and you're just forced to leave your home. And they're just going to just take it from you. $127 a year. I think yeah, I think my mom said her property taxes this year, she's paying $3,500. And her property, her house is on a piece of land that's about 80 deep by 40 wide, and I think she's paying over 4,000 bucks. That's right. That's right, they do. They want everybody back into the city because they know they can't control people in the country. That's why they're putting in all of these laws, you know? Laws that said, you can't have goats unless you do this. You can't have chickens unless you do this. You can't raise these animals on your property. Um, I can't have, like when you guys saw me at the last homestead when I had all my chickens and ducks, you guys remember my duck Turbo, right? My Muscovy duck. I wanted to bring her with me here. I can't. We have a bylaw in my city that says we are not allowed to have um, ducks at all, chickens or quail or geese, and it's a $268 fine per bird. I could technically have a pet duck if I kept her in my house. Have a good one, Roots. Good to see you. So I couldn't bring Turbo with me. I was going to bring her here as having a house duck, but I thought having a house duck is a lot more complicated than just having her outside. So I had to leave her at the homestead with the ex. Hey, Rural, what's going on, buddy? Another fellow Canadian. Yeah, Tigger, you just have to count them this way. That's how. Yeah, like could you imagine if I decided to raise quail in my backyard? Quail for food. So you have a bunch of females and a couple of males, and then you just consecutively just, you know, raise and harvest the eggs and raise and harvest because with quail you're looking at about 6 weeks from egg to harvest time. Could you imagine if bylaw showed up at my house and I had 100 quail in my backyard? They catch me, 2 days before harvest at $268 a bird if I had 100 birds out there. And I can't have rabbits. I cannot raise rabbits for food either. I could raise rabbits for pets, but why would I raise rabbits for pets? 2 does and a buck. Yeah. Oh, I know it's crazy. Well, don't forget though. So I live in Ottawa, which is one of the most liberal cities in all of Canada. Ottawa is where all of our federal government buildings are. Parliament is here. Justin Trudeau, that fucking traitor, he lives here. Um, and so Ottawa is very, very liberal. There's parts of the city that I don't even go to because I cannot deal with the amount of liberal brain dead nonsense that happens there. I just avoid it completely. So the bylaws that are here, they just layer one on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. And then you have Karens everywhere who call bylaw constantly, and then bylaw shows up and they just run tickets, give you tickets, 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 tickets. Hey, KP, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Louisiana. I've always wanted to go there. Louisiana's a long drive. Columbus is getting so bad. I'm in the suburbs right outside the city. I'm actively looking. Yeah. Yeah, roll exactly. All the big cities, right? Yep. They want to move everybody into the city. Toronto has already started a smart city process. They're already doing a trial run in one part of the city. I will never move there. Rabid, just a little bit of disgust. Just a little bit. You know where there's an oak tree and a big rope? Just wondering, you know? Isn't that how we deal with traders? Ropes and oak trees? Yeah. So, uh, how it works right now is Trudeau has given up being prime minister. We are now in the process of having the Liberal Party find a new leader for the party. We don't, and so Trudeau has prorogued our government, which means our parliament buildings are completely empty. There's nobody fucking working right now. We have no operational federal government in our country right now. Um, they prorogued the government until March 24th. On March 26th, we are going to have a non confidence vote against the federal government, against the Liberals, which is going to trigger an election, which happens 38 to 56 days after that point. I think those are the numbers. Don't quote me, but it's right around that time frame. And then Hillbilly, what's going on, buddy? And then once we go to an election, they are predicting that the Conservatives are going to win a super majority. But what's interesting that's going to happen is after the Liberals choose their new leader, he's actually going to be an unelected prime minister of my country until the actual day of the election. So we are going to have an unelected prime minister, strictly elected by Liberal Party members, running my government, running my fucking country until we have an election and we can vote the Liberals out. Can you believe that? Like at least Trudeau was elected, a minority government nonetheless, but he was elected. The next person that goes into power for the Liberals that's going to be running the Liberal Party up to and including in the next election is not elected by the people living in Canada. Ohio, absolutely. That's literally what's happened. Like Trump, you guys all hear Trump's talking about putting in a 25% tariff and stuff. I don't think that's going to happen. I personally don't. Now the media is running with it and the politicians are running with it. I think that, well, we all know that Trump thinks Trudeau's just nothing but a little bitch, right? They're polar opposite personalities. I think that Trump is using the tariffs to threaten Trudeau because he knows that Trudeau's nothing but a little cuck. And he's trying to bully Trudeau into getting things that he wants. Now, don't get me wrong. I want our border locked down tight, just like you guys do. We now have cartel members that have started to make their way up into Canada. We have Mexican cartel that are starting to operate in our larger cities in Canada. I do want our border locked down. I want the fentanyl shut down, right? We have just as bad of a fentanyl problem in our major cities, just like you guys do. It's killing people left, right, and center. I do want all that locked down. And I don't blame Trump for threatening us to lock down our border because I don't know if some of you guys may or may not know this, but there are parts of our Canadian American border where it's literally a dirt road. Canada's on one side, and the US is on the other, and there's like farms on both sides of the road. So John Smith in Canada can holler at his neighbor Joe Smith who lives in the States, and the only thing separating them is a dirt road. There's no checks and balances. There's no law enforcement that patrol that. So Trudeau is being forced by Trump to lock the border down with those threats of tariffs. But Pierre Poilievre, who's going to win our next election, is already saying that he's planning on locking the border down and he wants to work with Trump, and there's no need for these tariffs. And they're both conservative minded leaders, right? The 51st state, there's KP, that's kind of a complicated thing. Like, we're basically cousins, right? Canadians and Americans, we're basically cousins. And there's a lot of things that Canadians would benefit from being American, like much lower taxes, 2A, right? 2A. Right now, I don't know if you guys know, but almost every single gun has now been banned in Canada, except for certain things like bolt action 308s, hunting rifles, mostly bolt action single shot. Almost everything other than that has now been banned. Even 22s have now been banned. So if it looks scary, it's banned outright, completely fucking banned. Um, Ohio, oh, no question about that. Absolutely, yes, there are. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Do we have sleeper cells? Because they're either coming up from the States into Canada or they're flying here. And up until about 2 months ago, we had almost an unlimited amount of people flying into Canada. They walk out of the airport and then they just disappear. They just disappear into Canada, just like they're doing down there, right? So, yeah, so um I could definitely see some positives about being an American state, but Canada's owned by Britain, right? We're a commonwealth. And for us to become American, the US would essentially have to get permission from the Brits to allow us to leave the Commonwealth to become American. The other benefit to that of us being American is that we would have your constitution, right? We would be a republic. Up here, we have a Bill of Rights and a Charter of Rights and Freedoms, but our Charter of Rights and Freedoms it's not like yours. The government is allowed to supersede our charter of rights here. If they deem it so, they can just remove our charter rights. At least down there, you guys have, yeah, 1776 permission. Well, Rabbit, sometimes things need to happen, right? But I I think this whole Canada becoming the 51st state of the United States, that's just bluster. It's never going to happen. One of the other reasons is that we have um we have an aging population in Canada, and our birth rate is starting to reverse pyramid, and so we have a very, very, very large portion of our population that are retiring and older, and our government pays for that. We keep them alive. We basically give them CPP, which is a fraction of what they need to actually survive. So if you guys took us over as a 51st state, the amount of money it would cost your federal government to essentially feed and house our older population would be in the hundreds of billions of dollars a year. And it would not be financially viable. Yes, you would have access to our fisheries, our softwoods right now, which, a lot of the houses that you guys build in the States, you're building with our wood, right? So you would have access to our lumber, you would have access to our fisheries, you would have access to our massive, massive, massive energy systems we have up here, all of our hydro. Um, Canada has the best nuclear reactors in the world. No one builds nuclear reactors like we do. So you guys would have access to our nuclear reactor technology. Um, Michigan Outpost, hey buddy, good to see you. Yeah, Ohio, yep, yep. You can find them super easy. Yep. Hey Steph, how you doing, hun? Welcome to my first live stream. So, yeah, for you guys to take over Canada and sort of absorb us into the fold, if you guys took over Canada, your energy requirements would outside energy sources would be reduced to zero because you guys would get the tar sands and you would get all of our hydroelectric. We sell hydro through Ontario and Quebec to what, 8 or 10 states, Michigan and Maine and Vermont and all the border states. You guys get massive portions of our hydro at a stupid reduced price. Oh no, thanks for coming, Steph. I just, as I was saying, you missed it, but I got a new laptop which I'm using now. I got a iPhone 15 Pro 512 gig, and I've got some really good editing software. So I'm just kind of firing up the laptop, doing a live stream, and trying to work the bugs out of it, and kind of giving everybody a bit of an update on the channel and where we're planning on taking things for 2025. So yeah, so if you guys took over Canada or if we merged or however we did that, it would definitely be beneficial to you guys. Us as Canadians would not get nearly the benefits that you guys would receive. We don't need a whole lot from you guys. We would get we would definitely get a lot cheaper produce from California and your states that produce a lot of the produce that we have to ship up here and buy. We may save money on that. Like right now, guys, it's $4 for a pound of stupid green peppers at my grocery store. $4 a pound for green peppers. I grow them cheaper than that. Steph, yeah, I'm hey Steve, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Um yeah, Steph, I'm feeling better. I haven't even taken any of my medication today. So, um the highway that runs across Canada is the 401. Uh and the 401 is the busiest highway in North America. It's busier than the one in LA. It's about 5 lanes wide, and it is also the number one corridor where they move sex traffickers, not sex traffickers, sex trafficked prisoners. What's the word I'm looking for? All the people who've been kidnapped and put into sex trafficking. They move them, and all the drugs move up and down the 401. So you can take a highway from one coast directly across Canada right to the other one. Yeah. Oh, rabid. I know, bud. I know for sure. Yep. If 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 Canada like realistically speaking, if Canada and the US merged and we really became like one cohesive country where We can move stuff provincially, interstate without paying surcharges and taxes and stuff like that. We would be an economic engine that nobody anywhere else can compete with, because we would have all the resources we need. We would have all the food we need. We would have all the energy requirements that we would need. And we would still have all of Northern Ontario or all of Northern Canada that literally would still have nobody living in it. Right? Yeah. Like save on shipping. Exactly. Yep. And the other nice thing, yeah, I could send all you guys down in the States seeds from all the stuff that I grow. I can't send seeds across the border. You want to know what else I can't ship across the border? I'll be right back. Give me a sec. I just got to get something. Yes, I'm sitting in bed because it's comfy and it's easier on my back. You know, another thing that we can't ship across the border? Folding knives. You can't get these across the border anymore. CBSA has banned folding knives from getting shipped across the border now. So this is a cold steel Recon 1 spear point, right? With their new tri-lock system. If you guys, everybody should carry a pocket knife, whether it's a bigger one like this or a smaller one. Every one of you should carry a pocket knife, not as a weapon, but as a tool. But if you guys are looking for a quality knife, let's see if I can get it in the camera. Cold steel. These things are fucking indestructible. I have my other knife, not sure where it is. My last cold steel, it was a Recon 1 half serration with a tanto tip, so the tip kind of looks like a chisel. It's a flat tip like that. I had that knife for 20 years and I beat the shit out of it. So if you guys are looking for a good quality knife, cold steel. Hell, you can even buy them on Amazon. So Ohio, I wasn't going to say that, but you know, my bed's comfy and I can fit lots of people here. And I'm single. Just saying, ladies, I'm single. Yep. I know with this ugly face, it's no surprise I'm single, but you know, it is what it is. Rabbit, I was thinking about buying or growing some elderberries so I could make elderberry syrup. Are they hard to grow? Like, can I grow it in a pot? Like like a plastic pot, like roughly 5 gallon size? Would it live in that healthy wise? Or do I need it in something bigger? Like, does it have to be in ground? I didn't know there was that many types of elderberry. It would grow in a pot? Hmm. I think I'm going to grow some elderberries this year. Because so basically, the plan at the moment is this season they grow better in the ground. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Some things really, oh, they spread. Oh, I had no idea. A 20-gallon pot? Okay. Would they do better in a fabric pot, Rabbit, do you think, instead of a plastic one? Because I have 35-gallon fabric pots in my basement that haven't even used yet. Frank Zappa found love. Hey, Carl, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, 20-gallon pot. Okay. Yeah, so I have my blueberries in half whiskey barrels right now. Yeah, I had some blueberries in pots and they seem to do okay. I just controlled the pH of the soil because you want your blueberries at like 3.2 pH, which is really fucking acidic. and it was hard to keep the blueberries. They were in, plastic ice cream buckets, and I did find it hard to keep that soil acidic, and then when I left the homestead, the blueberries, they didn't make it, so I gotta start all over again. That'd work. Cool. Yeah, so basically my plan now is this season, I'm going to start growing plants that are like long-term plants. Like I'm going to be growing pots of yellow peaches to grow into saplings. So by the time I move to the homestead, I already have pre-existing plants that I can just put right out into the orchard. Things like elderberry, stuff like that. Coffee grounds, not actual coffee. Right. I am in. I was in a 5A. Now I'm in a 4B. The 401 runs through Washington State. Pine needles, yep, yep. I was adding I just added peat right into the soil. I just busted up some more peat into it because peat is super acidic too. Yep. Yeah, kiddos are home from school. Adams and ranches are the elderberries that grow best there. Adam. I wonder how I can take a screenshot. Do you guys know how to take a screenshot on a laptop? Is there just like a button to take a screenshot? Yes, Deb, absolutely. Any of you guys that can carry do I talk to my friends about this all the time. And I'm like, if I could carry a fucking pistol on my hip, I would never leave home without it. Ever. Grocery store, doctor's office, wedding, I don't care. I'd be carrying on my hip. Plant some pine trees. Yeah, that's a good idea too. We can leave a comment after the video on the names. Marshmallow Man, yeah, man. Maybe we'll get in touch and maybe I can send you a package with shipping on it or something, and you can ship me down some cuttings. Because I've left the area. I'm back in Ottawa now. Insert next to the delete button. Home and numlock. Oh no, the only button next to my delete button is my off button. Insert. Escape. Insert. Hey, there's insert. Yeah, I have it here. I don't know if it's taking pictures. Oh, wait, what's this? You don't have access to this feature. Why don't I have access to that feature? Okay. It's insert scan. Does it have PRT scan? Yes, it does. PRT scan. Yep. Is that like a screenshot? Okay. Should I hit that PRT scan? Okay, we're doing it. Oh, I don't know what happened. Print screen. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what's happening. What's that? Snip. Close. Print screen. Rectangle. Got it. Awesome. Thank you very much. See, this is what happens when you don't use computers. You have to learn all of this stuff. Yeah. Deb, absolutely. For sure. Yep. All right. Yeah, do you guys remember my live stream when I was trying to film the axe the tax thing, and I couldn't get my screen to rotate, and the whole day I had to walk around holding my damn camera like this because it would not let me rotate my screen and put it in my tripod? 5 hours I walked around holding my stupid cell phone like this all day long. Ad. Rabbit, you're getting ads? I didn't think I put ads on, Rabbit. Okay, I don't know how to turn that off, guys. I'm sorry, I did not put ads on here on purpose. I don't know how to turn them off now. Send feedback, reactions, timestamps, activity, participants, community moderation. Steph, it might be a YouTube thing. Yeah. I haven't had any ads, Teresa. Teresa, do you have a YouTube? Are you a paid member of YouTube though? That could be why. If you have hey, Clint's back. That's it. Yeah, get premium, no ads. I don't know how to turn the ads off. Expand menu, pop out dashboard, channel level settings, feedback, share screen, share end stream, edit. Okay. I apologize for the ads, guys. That sucks. What's this down here? No. Oh, shit. I don't know. Hang on. I did something. I don't know how to make that go away. Go away. My computer just decided to put my weather forecast up on my screen for some reason. I appreciate that, Ohio. Thank you. Yeah. You can't. It's YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the problem. YouTube takes so much control away from the content creators until you end up being one of those like multi-million sub creators. Like right now, if I want to talk to YouTube, I can't even call them up as a content creator. Like I don't know if you guys know this, but shortly after I started my channel, one of my videos went viral, and it was right at the very beginning of the convoy. And I went from like 180 hours to like 4,200 hours in like 2 days time on one of my weed videos. Copy to your clipboard, then you hit Control V to paste where you want to paste it into a document. Copy your clipboard, then you hit Control plus V to paste it where you want to paste it into a document. I appreciate that, Deb. Yeah, come back anytime. It was nice meeting you. We got some really good people in this community. So have a super amazing rest of your day. Stay safe, okay? Um, Rabbit, thank you, buddy. Hey, Leslie, what's going on? What was I saying? Yeah, so YouTube, I got all these hours and I was starting to fill out my documents to get monetized. Well, next thing you know, the convoy comes into town here, and YouTube started to take away 100 of my watch hours at a time. Boom, 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 boom. So I called them. You know what those sons of bitches tried to do to me? YouTube tried to blackmail me, financially blackmail me. They told me that if I paid them money, that no, I wouldn't get my watch hours back, but they would just push my content out further. They would just give me more reach. But I had to pay them to do this. And I said, I don't want to pay you to do anything. I want my reach to go based on my merits, not because I'm paying you guys to do that. Now, I mean, I know some channels pay for bigger reach and whatever, but I wanted my reach to be based on my work ethic, right? And what's in the jar? What jar? Those jars? So yeah, lots of creators pay for subs. That's right. Yep. Through bot farms and all the rest of that shit. Oh, it's just grape drink. It's just grape drink. Um I wish it was homebrew. Yeah, so I couldn't believe that YouTube tried to blackmail me financially to push more reach. And I'm saying, I don't want more reach from you. I want my 4,000 watch hours back. And they're like, well, you can't have them back. I said, but you took them from me. They're like, yeah. I said, I want them back. They're like, you're not getting them back. I said, why not? They're like, well, because YouTube's not giving them back. I'm like, why the fuck not? Grape drink turned into grape wine right now. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So that was kind of a kick in the pants. That might be American weed for. Oh, it's primo, Carl. It's primo. We've got OG Kush, Gelato, Gorilla Glue number 4, Chemdog, oh, what else we got? OG Blueberry, and Green Crack. And the reason they're all in jars beside my bed is because it's yeah, 100% legal, Clint. Yep. Yep. And the reason it's in jars beside my bed is because it's easier for me to just reach into a jar, if I want to smoke a joint, pull a jar open, pull out a nug, roll a joint, instead of pulling open 1 pound bags of weed. So, yeah, we grow some pretty good weed up here, Rabbit. Yep. Yeah. So, Clint, how it works here is um, as a Canadian, I'm legally allowed 4 plants. Where's the camera? 4 plants per household, but I'm not limited to how many plants I can have. So, like this summer that just went by, I had 1 plant on my balcony. I had 4 plants at a friend's house, and I had 2 plants at another friend's house. And I have no legal limit on how much weed I can be in possession of. And I can also smoke weed outside anywhere I can legally smoke a cigarette. Give me a sec, guys. I just got to plug my laptop in. There we go. So yeah, so I can smoke weed anywhere where I can legally smoke a cigarette. So that includes oh yeah, green crack is delicious. Um so I can smoke cigarettes right outside a police station as long as it's not, like they have legal limits as how close you can smoke to a door to an entryway. I don't know if you guys have that down there, but up here you can't smoke cigarettes within 9 meters of the door of an establishment, a restaurant, a grocery store, whatever. So I can smoke weed anywhere you can smoke a cigarette. Yeah, don't stop, Clint. Absolutely, buddy. Control your own medication. That way you know what's grown with it. No border. Yeah, exactly right. Come on up, Carl. I have I have a little bit of extra weed. You could probably have some. I had the best year I've ever had this year. And my favorite strain, my favorite strain this year so far is the Chem Dog. Oh, is the Chem Dog. Um, so basically, with my work schedule, right? I only smoke at nighttime now, and so I only grew. So the Gorilla Glue number 4 is a hybrid, but it's an indica dominant hybrid. Um, the only sativa I grew this year was Green Crack, and that's Snoop Dogg's strain, guys. By the way, Snoop Dogg created that strain, and it's a great daytime weed. 12 plants per household. If I could grow Northern Lights, hey Carl, have you ever seen my harvesting video from 2 years ago from my Northern Lights? I was harvesting colas this big. They were the size of my chest. Yeah. If I could grow 12 plants per household, I would I could grow for 1 year, big plants, and I could probably not grow for 10 more years. Hey Steph, welcome back. New Zealand. I've always wanted to go to New Zealand. Like when I watch Lord of the Rings and you see all that beautiful fucking scenery all filmed in New Zealand, and all the elites are all building their bunkers in New Zealand. Oh, yeah, Carl, you're not that far from me. Sarnia is only 7 hours from here with a massive bridge and a massive border. Because that's where, when I went to Burning Man the first year, that's where we crossed over to get into the States, was Sarnia. And then we drove through Flint, Michigan. What a shithole. So Ohio, 2.5 ounces. Is that on your person? Like leaving your property with that much on you? Okay. See, and are you allowed to mail cannabis across the states? 3 fingers and normal leaf, and the other has three. Um, it shouldn't make a difference, Clint. Are your clones still pretty small? Okay, Ohio, right. So you can't. Okay. Now, would you be able to mail it in a state where it's legal to you? Like, could you mail some to your friend who's in the same state as you? Or because it has to go through postal, you're still having that might be a genetic flaw, Clint, in your plants, because you should always have your 5 or your 7 fingered leaves on it. Yeah, Carl, don't hang out in Top Chat. You're going to be the only one up in there. Not here in Michigan. No mailing, no pot. Yeah, send me some pictures, would you? Yep. Vacuum packet. Yeah, that's one way to do it. See, we're lucky here. So I have friends in Alberta, and if I want to, I could literally just take this whole jar and just put it in a fucking box and just put an address on it and just ship it right across Canada. I can also, if I'm flying from Canada to within Canada, let's say I wanna fly to Alberta, I can literally go through customs at the airport with a bag of weed in my pocket. When I get to TSA, pull my bag of weed out and be like, "Here's my bag of weed." And they're gonna say, "Okay, and?" "Okay, I'll just put that back in my pocket, thank you," and get on the fucking plane, which is definitely advantageous. Canadians used to sell maps to weed stashes over the border. Yeah, we grow some really good weed up here. Yep. We actually have Ohio, we have a store in my city now. It's like a head shop that sells weed, but they sell mushroom stuff. They sell mushrooms in gel caps, mushrooms, psilocybin in liquid form in like a drink. They have various grades of strength. You can go in and you can choose. They have like hundreds of different kinds of mushroom products in there, and they even have all the syringes in case you wanted to grow your own. I used to do a lot of mushrooms, but, then it got really hard to find good mushrooms. I don't know. I think the last time I did mushrooms was 15 years ago or something. You buy the syringes? Yeah. Of spore? Because it's really not complicated to grow mushrooms. That's really cool. Do you grow them in on, rice cakes? Yeah, exactly, right, rabbit? Yep, get your medium down and everything, and away you go. No, Leslie, I don't, and I don't think I've ever seen those seeds for sale. Mushrooms in a bag of Uncle Ben's rice. Um, but I am about to go through my seed supplier, and I am looking for, some new strains to grow this year. So 30 grams of dry bud across to Alberta. Is that what we're limited to, Steve, is an ounce? Okay, that's good to know. Last time. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that strain because 'cause I'm always up for trying new strains. So, I have limitations on what I can grow, though. It has to be a large to extra large plant, or it's just not worth it for me because where I grow in the 2 separate locations I grow, I have to split all of the flower at the end of harvest with the homeowners. So, if the plants are small, it's really not worth it for me because I'll only end up walking away with, like, half a pound, maybe. Um, so it's gotta be large plants, and they have to be, indica or indica dominant because I really don't smoke much weed during the day anymore. That's crazy growing mushrooms in Uncle Ben's rice. I never would have thought about that. My buddy used to do it with those rice cakes that you eat in, mason jars in his basement, then drink the brandy. "Hey, Hutch, how you doing, buddy?" Figures you just pop in now while we're talking about drugs. Okay. I'll look into it, Leslie, for sure. You're gonna be Johnny Potseed. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm I'm gonna have to shut this live stream down in a minute because I have to go start cooking supper for my kids. We are doing um breadcrumb covered pork chops for supper today. So, yeah. Yeah, and we're probably gonna do not sure what kind of side. I still have some potatoes from the garden, but as I'm going through the potatoes, because most of them are over at my mom's place, but the ones I have here, I've already taken all the big potatoes out of the bins, so I'm down to some of the little ones. So what I'm probably gonna do is oven roast those, with some rosemary, that I have hanging drying in my kitchen window. Bacon chicken Alfredo. I had Alfredo last night, it was really good. Rabbit, absolutely, buddy. We will do lots more lives now that I can get this up and running. Um, I really appreciate you guys all coming out today to help me kind of work the bugs out of all of this. And it was really good seeing all of you guys. I appreciate you coming out. And for those of you guys that donated to the channel, it's I love y'all. You guys are the best. So you guys have a safe day. And I will see you guys on live streams later on after I get some dinner in my kids' bellies, and we'll see what's happening. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing more gardening videos, so keep your eyes open for that. All right. So you guys stay safe and different green screen though, like talking with an inmate. Yeah, I know it's the wall right behind me. You want me to put a couple of posters up or something, Rabbit, for you? I can do like Salty Cracker, and I can put up a picture of Abe behind me, and I could just, hey, Abe, how you doing, Abe? What do you think of that, Abe? Yeah, good old fun. If you guys got to watch Salty Cracker. If you're not watching Salty Cracker, you got to subscribe to him. The guy is fucking hilarious. Yeah, right? Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna shut this off, and I will see all you guys when I see you next time. Put them upside down, yeah, or just get a great big weed leaf, right? Big weed poster behind me. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys soon. Now, how to shut this off? End stream. Ah, there we go. Okay. Bye, guys.